Today we're going to cover the habit roll call as well as a little tidbit here from something that inspired me in a Facebook group that I was in regarding Planet Fitness. Somebody asked the question in the group, what are you struggling with the most right now when it comes to your fitness? And I thought to myself, let's take a look and see what people have to say. I know that years ago, when I used to work at a big box gym, the answer was always not sticking to the plan or my diet. So let's just see what they say here. Laziness and food. Definitely diet. Look at that. Kind of a reoccurring theme here. Working out. Figuring out which workouts to do to maximize. Muscle pain, which we covered yesterday, surprisingly. What else do we got here? Food and motivation. Food, alcohol, motivation, diet. So, looks like most people here are saying diet. Diet, I see food, I eat it. Diet, food and alcohol, motivation, eating right, over and over. Diet, I struggle enough to get calories. So, tennis elbow. So, look at that. The top three things we see across the board. Things we see across the board are what? Diet, motivation, or pain in the body. What do we try to cover here? Well, we try to, one, help people stick to their diets by making a group for people to be accountable to, which science shows work. Two, we've shown you all kinds of different movement patterns to do to alleviate pain. We just made a video yesterday on back pain. And three, getting the motivation you need. We're daily coming back here to try to unravel the mystery of what motivation actually is, to be able to help you understand yourself better, to know that motivation doesn't come from some magical motivational gods, but instead motivation comes from seeing progress and building incrementally, as we do here with the habit Kaizen cycle, building up your habit routines. Again, I'll pick Iggy because he was the first one in the group to kind of really start to show people how to do it. And so what it is he built his daily squats, our deadlifts, going up by 1 rep, starting at 1 rep and then doing 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then going up in weight. And then over the course of time, he's gotten so inspired that he started doing cleans. And then after cleans, he got his Peloton and then built a habit of riding that. And all of that is attributed to his motivation. Now, he will tell you that there were times where he did not have as much motivation, right? But he built consciously a motivational engine known as habits. And when you have habits, there's a motivational engine driving that train, whether or not you feel like the conductor. So that is what we are trying to do, is help people build habits. What's a practical tidbit that we can share to maybe help change the way people think? And for me, that is freezing your food, surprisingly enough. Meal prep. I've noticed that many of the people I've been speaking to have been telling me they don't have enough time. And so when we can eventually make a chunk of time in our day somewhere we can do that, right? And if we can make a chunk of time in our day, we can meal prep a whole bunch of foods. As you can see here, this person's got their breakfasts all laid out here. They have chicken stuffed shells here. They got all kinds of different meals planned out. It's all up in the freezer. You could literally plan an entire, chunk of time, like 7 hours once, and just meal prep all day long. Right? Because of COVID, things have been changing in our modern paradigm. Cooking fatigue is an understatement, says Heather Mangieri, a Pittsburgh-based registered dietitian, nutritionist, a sports dietitianist, and author of Fueling Young Athletes. I thought that I cooked a lot before the pandemic, but that was nothing compared to feeding the 5 people every meal every day. I've been hearing this from other mothers who have had to stay home as well. I can't believe how much food we have gone through and how many meals I've prepared. I have days when I don't even want to walk into the kitchen. According to the American Frozen Food Institute, which represents America's frozen food and beverage makers, the consumers recently found relief from cooking fatigue by strolling down the frozen food aisle of the supermarket. The sales of frozen meals have increased over 15% from the last year, according to the AFFI survey. If you haven't tried frozen meals recently, trust me, says the author of this, these aren't TV dinners anymore. And this is true. The food science has become amazing with what they can do with frozen foods. Here's some examples of health foods that you can find out into the market. There are a lot of different ones. Be cautious. Some are much worse than others for you. That's why I prefer to just make a homemade meal, and that way I know exactly what is in there. However, that being said, there are so many great frozen options out there. Just pay attention to what the source of ingredients are in that food stuff. If there's a ton of different oils in there that you've never heard of, or vegetable oils, you might want to pass on it. However, you have to weigh the pros and cons of convenience and health, and how to find that balance of not just getting the case of the efforts and then just eating whatever you want, by having some relatively delicious meals in your freezer. Believe it or not, freezer meals these days can be just uber delicious, just because the technology is there now on how to freeze foods without actually causing them to diminish in quality. We have better freezer technology now. All right, I think that's all we're going to cover today. I'm going to move over now to the Momentum Morning Habit Roll Call live. We've got a live check-in from Miss Evelyn Price. She says, good morning. Got my stretches and hip exercises done. Did some squats this morning. Also did the Wim Hof breathing again last night. Feeling good this morning. Have a wonderful day. Hey, that is what I'm talking about, Miss Evelyn. You just made my day. Thank you for sharing that. Wim Hof breathing is so important to me. I just love it when I see other people get behind doing it. It makes me thrilled. Okay, moving over to the habit roll call now. Here we are, rolling down the roll call lane. Let me zoom this screen out just a tad bit. All right, yesterday's post, how to fix back pain. I thought that there was a lot of great information in there. I'm biased because I made it, but I thought that it was very comprehensive and frankly covers more about back pain and what to do for it than most any other video I've seen out there. And it's the things that I've personally used with multiple clients and myself to stay relatively pain-free in the back area. Speaking of staying pain-free in the back area, we got Mr. Baron Adams checking in live, who at one time while we were lifting, he's relatively injury-free, but there was a time where he had a little twinge in his back and wasn't feeling too hot. Baron is a very tough man, though, and I think would have just pushed through anyway. But we went through some therapy exercises, and his back was back to good in a jiffy. And we've seen many other people doing that as well. So don't neglect your pain. Let's talk about it and figure out how to fix it so that you can get back on the road feeling good. Weight has been hanging 201, 202. Squats will be 20 today. Eating has been a 9 out of 10. That a boy, Mr. Barron. And boy, am I nervous for my squats. Chantel Medon Zuniga. Echelon day 25. CCD done. Hardcore done. No snacking. Pass. Wonderful. Day 4. Sugar over 6 grams. This morning on Friday. I hope all you lovely people out there are having a wonderful Friday morning. Good morning, says Brandy Dryberg Stoltz. 80 ounces of water. Stretches, she says. Maybe thanks to the stretches. That's awesome. So stretching and drinking extra water are both in combination a great symmetry. When you drink water, actually also activating what's called, we talked about yesterday, the parasympathetic nervous system. And when you're using the parasympathetic nervous system, your body can relax more. It's the reason why a lot of us tend to want to eat when we're stressed. When we're stressed out, when you eat, that eating causes your digestive system to surge and send out an array of hormones and neurotransmitters and chemicals that say, hey, let's slow down, gal or guy. We got to work on this food. And then that helps you become less anxious, which is why people want to eat and snack, amongst the other reasons about food, reward, and pleasure. But nonetheless, I digress. The point is that you want to try to hydrate yourself with water. Drinking water is also has the same effect on the parasympathetic nervous system and relaxing you. But having that water while you're doing all your stretching and stuff can actually help facilitate more of that water moving into the different cells of the body. When you move lymphatic fluid but also water. So that's helpful for keeping you hydrated. So thank you for that little aside, Miss Brandy. I'm going to roll back over to the check-ins from last night, yesterday, etc. Where are we here? Today's protein, Miss Evelyn, was 147 elliptical for 7 minutes. Beautiful. I love that you're getting it in and working that elliptical, still putting it to use. Matt Bailey, 15 decline push-ups. He checked in with me and said that the declines are coming from he's putting his feet up higher and his hands are down low. So that does make it a lot tougher. 62-second plank. Look at that. I love how precise everybody's getting here with their check-ins. This is what you need to do to make a habit. And Matt Bailey has been checking in enough now to know that this is working for him. He has built in a habit. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, he has. Yeah. 62-second plank. 21-second ice shower. 21 Supermans. Have a good day, y'all. Mike Wassman, day 57 of reading, day 37, PT, day 28 of English teaching prep, and 19 kettlebell deadlifts. I missed a day on the deadlifts, but I'm back on the grind. I bet it felt weird to miss that. Thanks for the great video. I liked it on YouTube, so I can try it tomorrow. Yes. Thank you. I really do think that YouTube video should be seen by millions of people. I don't even care if you took my name off of it and nobody knew it was from me. I just want that content, especially from that video, out there. I made a video on Coco the other day. You don't need to send that to everybody. But this back pain video, it to me it's taken me over a decade plus of intensely trying to learn about back pain because of my stepdad broke his back when I was little and never knew how to recover it. And I saw how depressed he was and how much oppression he had. It took away his life. So for me, being able to use your back well meant having a good life. And so I put over a decade of my heart into understanding how to alleviate back pain. And that is what that video was. So worth sharing, I'd say. Chantel from yesterday, day 24, but she's now on day 25 already with her check-in. So thank you, Miss Chantel. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. A few pieces of extra dark chocolate inspired by last night's broadcast of the Cocoa. I'm in love with it. Did my workout today, Jonathan Hernandez says. We have a program written for him, customized. He had contracted me to help him with the program, and I think he's killing it already. 6 split squats at 15 pounds and cold shower of 12 seconds. The water warmed up really fast, and I didn't want to change the temp. Mr. Jonathan, I recommend trying the cold shower part at the end of the shower so we don't have an excuse. Got my workout in with Trainer Steve this morning, day 3, with no alcohol. Iggy is crushing it, dude. His upper body. Let's just do this. His upper body is looking big, man. Iggy is really building some stature on his shoulders, and his taper. His taper looks good. Samantha White, good morning. I focused on stretching again last night. Performed for that about 30 minutes. Just ate a small breakfast and about to hit the gym. Busy day. Off we go. So Miss Samantha White, today's post is for you. If you're a busy gal, then you might want to think about freezing some meals to help save you on some time. There's the YouTube video, everybody, and there's the superstar John P. Smith Jr. checking in day 15 on the low plank. And he's been stacking that on top of his staircase running. Tomorrow's goal, 1 minute, 25 seconds. He's about to reach the point where he's going to up his intensity on those planks by adding in a little bit of extra razzle-dazzle on the movements. Can't wait to see how that goes. All right, everybody, that is another momentous momentum morning. Today's topic, what we want you to think about and consider, is get those frozen meal prep meals going. They taste delicious. If you don't have space in a freezer, your life is worth committing to. I would even consider buying a extra freezer, pardon me, and get a chest freezer and put that in your garage or in your wherever you can find a space and have that chest freezer, and then just spend a full day filling up that chest freezer. And then if you fill up the chest freezer, then you'll have food to go for so long that it's, even if you were cooking regularly, you could have that as backup, and then you'd be stacked and good to go for months and months. So something to consider is it just takes one day of a lot of effort to fulfill comfort for up to a month or more. Something to consider. Okay, I'm Trainer Steve. Let's do it, baby. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Western, and I don't know, whatever, 11 a.m., I guess, Eastern. I'm out of here, baby.
You gotta stick to it to get to it.